I would love to know how past me looked at this and went, nah, I don't need one of those. What dumb clump! The Coda Motovore is obviously a Coda weapon, so you can only get it from Eleanor, and I got a pretty bad one. It is a Mastery Rank 17 hammer. I genuinely thought it would be a heavy blade that does an equal amount of impact, slash, and puncture. Now, while it does actually sport 25% crit chance and a 2.3 times crit multiplier, the status chance of 60% is a bit of a lie. You see, because in addition to the weapon receiving 6 times more physical damage from physical damage mods, it also changes its properties based on which physical damage type is highest, and because slash is just a little bit higher, it is currently sporting 100% bonus status chance, so instead of the actual 30, it's at 60, with the other bonuses being 40% extra attack speed if impact is highest, and 1.5 meters of extra range if puncture is highest. So let's finally give it a shot and see if it's any good, shall we? Oh my god, that looks so much better than the preview, what the hell? That is sick. I guess we're gonna try all 3. This is an amazing trait, by the way. I wish more weapons had traits like this. I think I'm feeling puncture the most. I like a lot of range, and we could do like some fun doughty setup with it. So yeah, let's start with puncture. The only downside to a high range setup is that the follow-through is not the best. It actually shows you on the mods. That is very cool. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. What the hell? I'm thinking something like pure crit with puncture and doughty. That seems like it would work, right? Some attack speed. How much crit do we get? Probably not a lot. Yeah, we get a decent amount, but we're gonna have to run Weeping Wounds or something like that eventually. We're only using Jungler's Barb so far. This might be dumb, but I think going pure puncture might actually be the way to go. This is so much more efficient than using elemental mods. Top it off with Spring-Loaded Blade for the time being. Wow, look at that, it's all spiky now. I didn't know it transformed the way it looked as well. Might not be the best, but I'm seeing some solid numbers. This is promising. I want to try and stick to this as much as possible because like raw crit weapons are pretty rare nowadays. And it feels good, obviously, wouldn't do it otherwise. I keep forgetting that we don't have like one of the most important mods in the build yet, because without Weeping Wounds, Doughty doesn't... Oh, someone's messaging me. Without Weeping Wounds, melee Doughty doesn't actually add all that much. Single target is a bit on the weaker side, but then again, this is probably the highest level mission that I do regularly. I don't go much above 200. And again, we don't have Weeping Wounds yet. Honestly, not too bad. That was solid enough. I'm not mad at that. Forma time. Let's get a V. I'm curious to see how much crit multi we're actually gonna get at full combo from this. Let's get rid of Harold for a moment. And also, I am using Arcane Strike, so let's get rid of that as well, so we're not getting any extra attack speed. 14.6 crit multiplier. That's a lot of crit, my dudes and dudettes. Much better. This is exquisite, and if we want to, which we probably do, we can still add Tenokai. So this is really nice, I like it, but I do want to try Slash as well. Something like this, I guess. We don't have enough capacity, and I'm not sure about the Arcane yet, but let's try it out. That's pretty good. I'm already missing the extra range though, and I also think we can run Afflictions with this because I'm fairly certain there are some knockdowns in the combos here. Yes, there absolutely are. Not too many though. Afflictions it is then. It's not terrible, I just don't love it. Because like the damage is there, it just doesn't feel very good because we went from like what, 5.5, 6 meters of range? Something like that, down to 2.5. That is very noticeable. Yeah, this just ain't it, Chief. It's gonna feel better now that we have access to more range, but the puncture version is just cooler. Let's move this out of the way and try impact next. The impact version is gonna be a little bit different because you don't necessarily want to focus on impact, you just want to do it for the extra attack speed. I think something like this is the best way to utilize the bonus from impact because it's basically just an influence setup that gets extra attack speed. Very strong, fabulous even, which is not surprising in the slightest. This pretty much just feels like every influence setup ever. So it's effective but kind of dull at this point. And also, I don't think the impact-based Motovore looks all that cool. I think the puncture one is way cooler. Ooh, the single target's actually very good. I did not expect that. So in order of likeness, we have Puncture. I like this one the most. Then the impact-based influence thing, and finally the slash one. Well then, let's top it off with one last V. I don't think this is necessary at all, so just keep spring-loaded blade if you want to save the format, but I like the idea of having 7 meters of range, or 10 even, on heavy attacks. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite version of the Motovore. It feels the best, and it also looks the best. I am very curious to hear what you guys ended up going with on the Motovore. Like, did you go impact, slash, or puncture? Do let me know, please. I feel like this is going to be one of those weapons where people argue until the end of time as to which one is best. We need more weapons like this because, like, I like upfront damage setups, so for me, puncture makes the most sense, but maybe you like damage over time, so you go the slash route, and both work, both actually make sense. So here's what I ended up liking the most on the Coda Motovore. We have Crushing Ruin as the stance and Opportunities Reach as our Tennokai trigger. I know going extremely high range on a weapon that has 40% follow through isn't the smartest thing to do, but it's fun and it's my build, so shut up. We run Primed Pressure Point or Condition Overload if you have a solid priming pet for base damage, Blood Rush and Galvanized Steel for crit, Berserker Fury for attack speed, Weeping Wounds for status, Primed Reach for extra range, and then Sundering Strike and Jungle's Barbs for a ton of puncture and a bit of status. Now all of this feels into melee doughty, which gives us an absolutely ridiculous amount of crit multiplier. Like, we're nearing 20x crit multi, which is just dumb. I'm also running a priming pet, Good Boy Harrow, that primes Code, Magnetic Impact, Puncture, Heat, Radiation, and Viral. We could actually go with Condition Overload and take advantage of our priming pet more, but I just like the reliability of Primed Pressure Point, and even with Primed Pressure Point, the weapon does enough damage for what I normally do in the game. This is an absolutely tremendous weapon that will fit more people than most other weapons, because there are 3 very distinct ways of building it that all kind of work. It just depends on what you like the most. If you want to go fast with mad attack speed on a giant hammer, go impact. If you want to proc ton of status and do damage over time, go slash. If you want big chunky crits, go puncture. I really wish we get more weapons like this in the future. So of course I'm gonna recommend you give it a shot. It's basically 3 weapons in one, and it's, honestly, pretty easy to get. Just try to get a better valence bonus than I did. 25% is... yeah. But anyway, that's pretty much I have for you today, so I thank you very much for watching, as always guys, and I hope you have enjoyed the video. Then I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, it means a lot to me. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.